Hi guys! Kung sa previous video, dinefine lang natin ang summation notation, in this video, pag-uusapan natin ang properties ng summation notation. Without further ado, let's get this lesson started. So, hindi na natin i-review ang definition ng summation notation. Ilalagay ko na lang yung link dito. Check mo na lang. First property natin ay ito. Summation of constant is just the product of the constant and the upper limit. So, gagawin natin to kung yung summation natin ay constant lang ang involved, tapos ang lower limit natin ay 1, tapos ang upper limit natin ay ibang number. So, sabihin natin meron tayong ganito, summation of 5 from I equals 1 to 6 inclusive. So, gawin muna natin yung definition ng summation. Meaning, i-add natin yung 5 sa sarili niya ng 6 na beses. Dahil ang involved daw ay mula una hanggang pang-anim na term. That's why we have this expression. Adding these numbers, we will arrive to 30 at yan yung sagot sa ating summation notation. Now, sa column na to, gawin natin itong property. Pareho lang kaya ang magiging sagot? Let's find out. Again, we have this. But this time, we will be using the property, ipagmumultiply mo lang yung constant na 5 at yung upper limit na 6. Multiplying them, you have 30. So kung mapapansin mo, pareho lang yung sagot. Bakit pa kailangan ng property kung pwedeng ito naman din ang gamitin? So dito kasi sa part na to, pwede pa tong gamitin dahil kokounti pa yung numbers ng 5 na ia-add sa sarili niya. Paano kung from 1 to 100 to? Di ang haba ng solution mo kung ito lang ang gagamitin mo. Property 1 tells us that we can just multiply C to the upper limit parang ganito. Basta take note ha, ang lower limit dapat 1. Next property, we have summation of C times A sub I from 1 to N inclusive. So kung mapapansin natin dito, yung constant natin na C ay nailabas lang or tinanggal lang sa loob ng summation. What I mean is, instead of multiplying these two, tapos isa-summation mo, what you can do here is you will add first A sub I, tapos pag nakuha mo yung sagot niya, tsaka mo i-multiply sa constant. Let's have this example. Summation of 10n from 1 to 3 inclusive. Again, gawin natin yung definition. Meron tayong 10 times 1 plus 10 times 2 plus 10 times 3. Simplifying this, we have 10 plus 20 plus 30 or simply 60. Ito, yung sagot kung ang ginawa lang natin ay yung definition ng ating summation notation. What if sa second column, gawin naman natin yung property? Kung saan yung 10, kumbaga parang isusulat mo lang sa likod ng summation, tapos iiwan mo yung kanyang nakamultiply na variable dito. And then, dahil sinulat mo lang siya sa labas ng summation, ibig sabihin n lang yung isa summation mo. Kaya ang nandito lang sa loob ay 1 plus 2 plus 3. This part will result to 6, and 6 times 10 is simply 60. O diba? Pareho lang din. So, pwede mong gamitin itong property number 2, most especially kung malayo yung magiging interval mo based on your upper and lower limits. Property number 3. Dito naman, dalawa yung terms na involved. Kumbaga, yung unang term naka-plus or minus sa pangalawang term. And take note, tingnan nyo, meron pa rin parenthesis. Dahil kung matatandaan nyo sa previous video natin, grouping symbol is very important. So basically, ang gagawin mo dito, paghihiwalayin mo lang summation ng una, plus or minus, summation ng pangalawa. Say for example, meron tayong summation of quantity n minus 9 from 1 to 5 inclusive. So, dahil meron tong parenthesis, sure tayo na buong n minus 9 yung ating isa-summation. So, meron tayong summation of n muna, tapos naka-minus, dahil minus to, tapos summation of 9. Ito, gamitan natin ng definition ng ating summation. So, meron niyang 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. Ito, ginamitan natin ng first property kung saan yung constant i-multiply sa upper limit. Kaya naging ganito. Simplifying them, we have 15 minus 45 or just negative 30. Yan na yung sagot. Another example naman, meron tayong summation of quantity, 7n plus 2, between 1 and 4 inclusive. So dito, paghihiwalayin ulit, summation of 7n, tapos summation of 2. Itong part na to, pwede nating magamitan ng property 2, kung saan yung 7 na nakamultiply sa n, yung 7, ilalagay mo lang sa likod ng summation. Tapos ito, gamitan natin ng property 1. So doing that, we will have 7 open parenthesis, yung summation ng 1 to 4, kaya 1 hanggang 4 na naka-plus sa isa't isa. Tapos ito, 4 times 2 lang. This part can be simplified as 7 times 10. Tapos itong 2 times 4 ay 8. And then 7 times 10 is 70, plus 8, this is 78. And that is your answer. Next, property number 4. Sa property number 4, ang involved naman dito ay malalaman natin na property number 4 kung isang variable lang ang nandito as formula ng ating series, tapos yung variable na yon ay makikita din natin as index, tapos laging 1 ang lower limit. So kapag ganito ang itsura, what you're going to do is you will just take the upper limit, multiply to that same number plus 1, and then divided by 2. So dito, ganyan lang kasimple. I-apply natin sa example na ito. So dito, meron tayong summation of n between 1 to 10 inclusive. So ibig sabihin, kung mapapansin natin dito, n lang o. So ibig sabihin, pwede natin gamitin tong property na to. Kunin mo yung 10, lagay mo dito, tapos 10 plus 1 dito. All over 2. And then, add mo lang to. 10 plus 1, that is 11. And then dito, dalawa ang choices nyo. Ang first choice nyo, pwedeng i-times nyo yung 10 sa 11. Gawin natin yon. We can write here 10 times 11 is 110 over 2. Tapos, tsaka nyo i-divide. The answer is 55. Or pwede namang ganito din. Instead of adding them, ang gawin natin, hanap ka ng isang number na even sa taas na pwede mong i-divide sa 2. In that case, we have 10 and 2. I-divide mo lang sa isa't isa. 10 divided by 2 is 5, tapos ito 1 na lang. And then, yun na. 5 times 11 is still 55. And that is your answer. Next example naman natin, paano kung ang laki na na number, 400? Still, the process is the same. Get that upper limit, lagay mo dito, tapos open parenthesis, upper limit plus 1, all over 2. For the next part, magiging 400 times 401, all over 2. Pwedeng i-multiply mo to, saka mo divide ng 2, or you can use this method kung saan i-divide natin yung even number sa denominator na 2. This will just be 1, and this will be 200. Tapos, multiply mo na lang. 200 times 401 is 80,200. At yun na yung answer mo. So, itong part na nagdi-divide tayo, kumbaga para siyang shortcut dahil mas pinabababa natin yung number para mas madaling i-multiply. Tsaka para hindi na rin tayo nagmo-multiply tas nagdi-divide. Para hindi na two-step yung solution natin. Next, property number 5. Dito sa property number 5, kung kanina sa property 4 ay lang yung ating formula, dito I squared na. At kapag I squared, we will have to take the upper limit, tapos the upper limit plus 1, tapos ita-times mo yung upper limit sa 2 plus 1. Tapos, all over 6. 6 na yung ating denominator. Let's have this example. Kumbaga, meron tayong summation of n squared from 1 to n inclusive. So, kukunin mo yung 10 dito, tapos plus 1, magiging 11. Tapos, itong 2 times 10, that's 20 plus 1, magiging 21. Again, pwede mong i-multiply ito, 10 times 11 times 21, tapos tsaka mo i-divide sa 6. Pwede yun, kaso baka magkaroon ka pa ng error sa multiplication or division. Instead, pwede ka ulit humanap ng numbers na pwede mong i-divide sa isang GCF. In this case, meron tayong 10 at 6, pareho yung pwedeng i-divide sa 2. Doing that, this will just be 10 divided by 2, that's 5. 6 divided by 2, that's 3. And then, pwede rin tong 21 at 3. Ang 21 at 3, pwede yung parehong ma-divide sa 3. 21 divided by 3 is 7. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So, ang denominator natin, 1 na lang. We can just multiply 5 times 11, that's 55, times 7, that is 385. At yan na yung ating answer. And finally, for property number 6, meron tayong I cube. Kung kanina sa property 4, I, tapos sa property 5, I squared, dito sa property 6, I cube na. Still, ang ginagawa naman dito, kinukuha natin yung upper limit, ini-squared, tapos n plus 1 squared, all over 4. Bigay tayo ng example. Say for example, we have the summation of 2n cubed. Kung mapapansin nyo, may 2 pa na nandito, kaya itong 2, pwede nating i-rewrite sa likod ng summation katulad ng ginawa natin noon sa property number 2. Afterwards, pwede natin nang gamitin itong property 6. Kuhanin mo yung upper limit, that's 5. Tapos 5 plus 1 dito, all over 4. 5 plus 1 can be simplified as 6. Tapos, 5 squared and 6 squared can be simplified as 25 and 36 respectively. Again, sa part na to, masyadong malaking number kung i-multiply mo ang 25 at 36. Instead, hanap ka ng pwede nating madividean ulit na common GCF. In this case, meron tayong 36 at 4 na parehong divisible sa 4. 36 divided by 4 is 9. 4 divided by 4 is only 1. Kaya naman, sa next part natin, wala nang denominator, 2 times 25 times 9 na lang. 2 times 25, that's 50, times 9, that is 450. And that is already your final answer. So that's it kung paano tayo gumamit ng iba't ibang properties ng summation notation para mas mapadali ang pagkuha ng sum ng isang series. Tandaan ha, yung property 4, 5, 6 ay pwedeng gamitin provided na isang variable lang yung nandito as nth term formula at nagsisimula lagi sa 1 yung lower limit. Thank you for watching and see you on the next video.